once the identity was created, I started applying it to several different materials, which then led to the development of the brand. The first application was packaging. My client's current form of packaging was a white to-go box that had no visual ties to the company itself. So my solution was to create an identity, create a packaging that had the identity that tied it to the company, but also transported the very delicate but very delicious cookies. The next step was creating a website, and this was the tricky part, going from print to then screen, and make sure the consistency of the branding followed. My client had no online presence other than a Facebook account, and with this, we hope to promote it to other neighboring communities. The next part was creating more marketing material, so it wasn't limited to the website or to the packaging, and people can see it everywhere, and it would become an emotional bond between the clients and the company. The next part was stationery, for all the stationery needs, envelopes, things like that. And an e-menu, this was used to create, this was developed to create, this was used to cut down paper waste, and since my client's creating so many different flavors all the time, it's more practical to update the screen than it is to print. The design process, this is where I felt that I grew a lot as a designer and as a student. This is the crucial part in my opinion. Since this was a huge project, a lot of research was done. I looked at so many different bakery solutions, but also since the cookies are French, I looked at French architecture and as well as culture to draw inspiration. And then I started to sketch out ideas. Once I had a handful of ideas that I liked, I then started to develop them. And these are the three final logos that after several revisions, I arrived at. This is the final logo that my client chose. She chose this logo because she felt that it was a perfect balance of playfulness and elegance at the same time. Some of the tools, I'm going to briefly touch on what I used. Photoshop was used for photo touch-ups, but also creating the visual mock-ups. I was going to paint a truck. InDesign for creating the website and the menu as well. And Illustrator for creating the logo, the packaging, and the stationery as well. What I learned that communication is key, and the way how you communicate is going to determine the outcome of the project. The way I communicate with my peers and my advisors is not necessarily the same way that I'm going to communicate with my client. And also how to communicate with the printer to understand how to make what I created visually and actually manifest it. I also learned that I've never done packaging before, and this was a huge endeavor. I learned a lot thanks to Deegan Eakins, a community partner. And I also learned that capstone is not something that you do alone. Even though my project was a solo project, there were so many people behind the scenes that pushed me and